So a bad loss from the Chicago Sky and not a great game in general, just a bad game of basketball. Like the Sky had a 7 point lead. I think they were up like, was it 69 or was it 67, 60 or 68, 61? I think they were up. And the Mystics then won the fourth quarter by 8 right there. The Mystics, I'm not going to lie, literally just threw their bench. At one stage in the fourth quarter, the Mystics had 5 bench players on the floor. Like, they had 5 bench players on the floor. No Shakira Austin. Clearly not as big as of a loss as Kennedy Carter. But I still feel the Sky struggled. I will say this was probably the worst game I'd seen Angel Reese play in a season. But again, that's not to take away from the fact that she has had back-to-back 20 board games. And she did still come up with 14 boards. Like, look, she is the best at what she does, which is crashing those offensive rebounds. But I think it is very clear now that at this point in her career, she's just not somebody to give the ball to. Like, down the stretch, they lost that game when they were going to Reese. Even the last possession when they were down 2, rather than giving it, they were down 4, they gave it to Cardoso, easy bucket. And they decided to run a pick and roll to try to get Reese free. Like at some stage, it's on the coach. And like in this game, like there's some games you're trying to win. If you're trying to make the playoffs, you really gotta start running through Cardoso. Like Cardoso, 10 points, 11 boards, and she missed 1 free throw, 1 shot. We saw Angel Reese with 6 turnovers. Like I only started watching this game. I watched the third and fourth quarter, so I didn't really get to see too much of it. But I will say, the fight from the Chicago Sky is good. Like, effort is there. The talent level just isn't. They just don't have the talent level. Like, Dana Evans hit a huge shot to put them ahead. But after that, it was wasn't great. Like, we saw Breanna Turner on the floor, which is something we've almost never seen. And for the Mystics, like the Mystics were running with Emily Engstler at center at one stage, and they still weren't giving the ball to Cardoso. Like, Emily Engstler is a borderline draft bust who is 6'1", and she was playing center, and they still won't give the ball to Cardoso. Like, that's on Teresa Weatherspoon. And if you guys agree, subscribe. We're trying to hit 28.5K by the end of the day. But that's on Teresa Weatherspoon. That is on nobody other than Teresa Weatherspoon. I have to be completely honest with that. Like, that is on nobody but Teresa Weatherspoon. Because, look, she is the one who is responsible for how they played their offense. And in a game where, yes, Dolson was dominant. Dolson was good. But when Dolson is off the floor and Aaliyah Edwards is guarding Angel Reese, and you've got Emily Engstler, a 6'1" forward, guarding Camila Cardoso, she cannot shoot 4 shots in a game. She cannot. Onion Were, I thought was okay. I thought Diamond the Shields for coming off the bench, she did give you some, like, she gave some big buckets. She gave some big buckets down the end. But, like, the Mystics were down, 7 points with 5 minutes to go and just said, we're going to put our starters on, and the Chicago side couldn't get a shot, and the Mystics were just getting easy shots. And that includes, what's her name, Sykes, missing point-blank layup after point-blank layup. Like, I've never seen anyone miss as many wide-open layups as Brittany Sykes. But, like they were going at 50% speed. Like, they were going at 50% speed. Another game where I think you could argue, especially down the stretch, maybe not during the game, Aaliyah Edwards getting a couple of good stops in Angel Reese, a great steal and a layup to give them the lead down the stretch. Like, Aaliyah Edwards, I didn't see the first half. I don't know if she was any good. But I thought she was really, really good down the stretch. Sykes was active. She just didn't really score. Van Loo didn't really do anything from what I saw in the fourth. But like Ariel Atkins and Dolson was dominating on the inside. Because I don't know why they had the matchups like they did. They had the Angel Reese on Dolson matchup, and then they had Aaliyah Edwards. Because maybe historically Aaliyah Edwards has gotten the better of Reese. I don't understand with the matchups. Look, this loss is on Teresa Weatherspoon as much as anything. You can have a bad game, and I think it does show right now that she's just not. Angel Reese is just not a first option on offense. Like, you're seeing the points, like 11, 13. Like, she has not had... Like, she hasn't had 20 points, and she is shooting... Over the last however many games, there's only one game she shot, like... Well, to be fair, she only had shot 10 shots in that game against the Aces, but she had 13 in that game. Like, she very, very rarely is now having more points than shot attempts, which is fine. Like, it's fine knowing your role right now, but I think this could be a case of, like, coming into next season looking for another score. Have Angel Reese do all the dirty work, play defense, get those boards, and just help the team win. Because I think that's, at the minute, what she's best at. And look, every player has bad games. Like, Caitlin Clark didn't have the best game in the world today. But, like, Rookie of the Year is far. Like, it's... There's never been a more over thing I've seen. Like, there is only one bookmakers currently taking bets, and it's DraftKings, who have Angel Reese at plus 1,500. They've stopped taking bets on Rookie of the Year. So for anyone saying which rookie's better, like, at this point it's not even a debate. But I will say again, the fact that Angel Reese is the best at what she does as a rookie is still crazy. But Camila Cardoso, that's like, this is negligence on Teresa Weatherspoon, unless again she is trying to tank. If you guys don't know, for this game right here, the Chicago Sky really needed to lose. They really needed to lose this game for their own sake, because if you want to look at the standings right now, the Chicago Sky, they are they're now currently a half a game ahead of the Dream. If they win that game, they go 12-18. If you guys don't know about the Dream the Chicago Sky really need to be in the lottery, and the Dream currently don't have their pick. Washington has the Dream's pick. So Washington really need the Dream to really needed to lose that game, and they still won it. But yeah, like, I will say that game is on. That game today is not on any of their players. Like, it is on. She has to be tanking. She has to be tanking. There's no way Teresa Weatherspoon can be this bad. Like, she's being guarded for at least multiple minutes while on the floor by Emily Engsler, and they still weren't giving the ball to Cardoso. So I really don't know what Teresa Weatherspoon's plan was, what she was trying to do, but it just wasn't working. Either way, not a good loss. A good loss because tanking helps the team. Not a good loss in the fact that, like, it was like the Mystics were beating you with their starters, decided to go with a 5 bench lineup for 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. You got the lead, and then they just were like, we'll put our starters back on and won the game. Like, that's not great, especially when the Mystics, again, they are a 6-win team or 7-win team, and they also were missing Shakira Austin.